and I think we've walked another 48 kilometres.
No, I think it was about 5.
No, it was another 48. Morning.
Morning.
We're stood at the side of the car like this because it's a bit windy, and even with the mic we can't get any volume on this, so we're hiding behind the car from the wind. But we woke up this morning, it's a little bit overcast, a little bit windy. It's not too cold, but there is a bit of a nip. Today's plan...
Yeah, we're about an hour away from Dubrovnik, so we're going to drive down there and spend, well, the morning or the afternoon or most of the day there.
Yeah, we'll see how much we like it in Dubrovnik, and that'll dictate how much time we spend there. But the plan after that is to just keep heading south. So we might go a few miles out of Dubrovnik, or we might do 100 k's out of Dubrovnik, depending what it's like in the city. So we'll head down there now and we'll bring you along. So we're on our way through Dubrovnik to reach the old city. Quite a nice view for there. But yeah, it's about 10-15 minutes walking to get to it. It's quite a nice walk though.
At the moment, because it's not raining yet.
Yeah, apparently it's going to rain, and we've checked the weather forecast. We're going to have heavy rain this afternoon. So we might get wet, but we'll see. So we've done our 25-minute hike through Dubrovnik, and we're now approaching the old city. You can see the walls just in front of us behind the coaches there. So we're outside of the main gate into the old city. This bridge goes through to, in front of us, the Pile Gate, which has been there since 1537. And the gardens down below us are the old moat that surrounded the city. Wow. There's an entrance through a gateway. Isn't it? So now we're actually inside the city walls. It's just very shiny, isn't it? This floor is shiny, it's not wet. It's just obviously been polished. I suppose over the years of millions of feet going across it. It's a proper maze of streets, isn't it? You could easily get lost. Isn't it? Do you know where we are now?
We're just in a street in
a street in Dubrovnik, in the old town. But again, look at this pavement. You know, the way it's been polished. I don't know what the stones are made of, but everywhere you go, the pavement has been polished by feet. It's amazing. It's amazing to think all this was built 500 years ago, isn't it? So this is the Orthodox Church of Annunciation in Dubrovnik Old Town. It does look fairly new, but a vast majority of the buildings here were bombed during the 1991 war of Yugoslavia and have been rebuilt by UNESCO. So I don't know if this is one of them or not, but it's a stunning building. Hope you can hear this over the bells, but this is Sponza Palace, which is a 16th century palace. It's now used as a state archive and has documents in there dating back as far as 1022. So this is one of the main streets in the old town of Dubrovnik. Now down on the harbour side of the old town, where you can see the walls of the city. And from here you can get various boat rides out to various islands and caves. The one thing I would say is that if you ever come to the old town of Dubrovnik, I'd get a tour guide, because it's huge and it's just a labyrinth of streets and back alleys. So this is part of the city wall, and you can see from the people below exactly how high up it is. We haven't quite figured out how to get to the top yet, but when we do, we'll show you some footage, because I think it will be spectacular. Not something I thought I'd see in old Dubrovnik, but if at any point you should want a rubber duck, there's your place. A shop full of them. So this is the Franciscan monastery. The earliest monastery was built in the 13th century, but it was outside of the defensive walls of the city. And then in the 14th century, because of the threats of war, the friars were forced to move inside the city. They then started building a monastery inside the city in 1317, but it wasn't really finished until after 1667, when there was an earthquake. The rest of it has been destroyed in various battles and wars and everything else, and there's not much of it left now that's from the original 1400s. So in front of us is the Bell and Clock Tower. It was built in 1444, and there are two human figures up at the top that ring the bell. In 1929 it was rebuilt after losing its stability because of an earthquake, but it was rebuilt to the original drawings, so it's exactly the same structure as was built in 14:44. The clock also shows the phases of the moon, but I can't for the life of me work out how that works. So we're in the old city of Dubrovnik. It's got a huge amount of history to it. It goes all the way back to the 9th century, when the walls of the city withstood a 15-month siege by the Saracens. And it's got various history all the way through of wars here and there, and a couple of earthquakes that had devastating effects on it. And then obviously the most recent war, the 1990-1991 war, when it was shelled heavily. But it survived it all, and it's still here today. But there's just far too much history for me to go into. But it's a really interesting city. It's really nice to walk around it. Now we're coming up on the steps where Cersei, I believe it was, did her walk of shame in Game of Thrones. I've no idea where we're heading to now, but this is one of the nice little quiet alleyways within the city. So if you come up lots of stairs, you have to go back down them. We have no idea where we are in the city. We're just wandering around like a couple of tourists.
Some of us know where we are.
Yeah, some of us know where we are. Yeah, that'll be Kath. I have no idea where we are, except that we're in Dubrovnik Old City. Oh look, there's a cat. Pops up everywhere. This is a map of the damage caused during the 91 conflict. All the little, you can see it on the sign maybe, I don't know, but the triangles are roofs hit, the red things are buildings completely destroyed, and the round things are hits on pavement. But basically the whole of the old town of Dubrovnik was targeted and blown apart. So we've been in the old town of Dubrovnik for a good few hours, most of the day. We've had food here, which was lovely. Had a nice wander around. I've tried to get some footage and information about a lot of the buildings, but there's far too many. Can't film them all. But I would recommend coming here. It was really good. It was quite busy, wasn't it?
It was very busy, but sometimes you just got to go to the touristy things.
Yeah, it's a very touristy place. Right, so we're currently walking back to Gulliver from Dubrovnik Old Town. Out of breath because it's all uphill, but it's good for us. So we've made a decision because of all the excitement in the town today, and we've spent most of the day there. We're only going to drive a couple of kilometres out of the city and then park up for the night until tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be crossing into Montenegro. So we'll call it quits early tonight. So because we're only driving a couple of kilometres out of the city, we're not going to film any of it. So we'll finish this video here. We've done a total of 48 kilometres today, and I think we've walked another 48 kilometres.
No, I think it was about 5.
No, it was another 48. So that's it for today. Once again, thanks very much for all your likes and subscriptions, and if you keep watching, we'll keep filming. Thanks a lot.